Hi, I'm Jim McGlinchy, and First Look's here in Washington today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing in Washington, but first I'm going to talk to you about Lara Logan, who is in Baghdad today. There's been this horrific explosion at Baghdad University where upwards of 60 students were killed, and so she'll have that report from there tonight. But we're also going to be talking about Barack Obama, who seems to be making more of a move towards going for president, and Gloria Borger is going to cover that and tell us a little bit about that story. Gloria?
The first thing that's interesting about it, Jim, is the way he decided to announce his exploratory committee, which means that he's filing the paperwork for president. He'll probably announce in February, as he did it on a webcast.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about him doing it on Oprah or something like that,
Exactly,
right?
but he wants to be a candidate of a different generation. He's not a baby boomer, and part of his candidacy is based on changing our politics as we know it, and he's talking about a generational shift. So one of the ways to do it was, why not announce it on a webcast?
Right. Should we be a little insulted? We're both baby boomers. The fact that he's basically saying we're too old, our generation's over, something like Kennedy did.
Well, I think he is saying that your generation had a shot at it, and that it's time to stop relitigating the old fights we've been fighting since Vietnam. I mean, that's clearly part of his appeal to a younger generation, and it's part of his political appeal, because I think his point is you can't get rid of this divisiveness unless you sort of start over.
Right.
So move over old people like us and get into the younger generation. I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see a lot of his support from a young group of people. And
he's almost asking you to ignore the fact that he's an African-American candidate, not to think of him in those terms, right?
Right. It's kind of interesting because David Axelrod, who is one of his closest friends and top advisors, said to me today, you know, he's an empty vessel, in a way, into which we pour all of our hopes. Because when you look at Barack Obama, well, what is he, Jim? He is half black and half white. His mother is a white woman from Kansas. His father was African-American from Kenya. He was raised with his mother and his grandparents in Hawaii. And improbably, he wound up as the editor of the Harvard Law Review just 2 years ago, a state senator in Illinois, now a presidential candidate. It's kind of remarkable.
And a big problem for Hillary Clinton if he gets into this, for sure.
I think the two of them really suck a lot of the oxygen out of the room.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons a lot of Democrats are looking at Barack Obama is because they want an alternative to Hillary, because they think she's too much of a lightning rod. However, when you look at this, then you have a Democratic Party which the two leading candidates are an African-American and a woman, neither of which is on safe turf when running for the presidency. So lots of people say, take a look maybe at John Edwards. Maybe he could be the beneficiary of this. But for now, Hillary and Barack Obama are really locked in a fight for the top staff and the big money in this presidential campaign.
And money's what it's all about all the time in presidential campaign. So that, you can see, that's going to be a very interesting report tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Cork, and I hope you can watch tonight. Thanks.